Today, the art of reinvention, from a meat market turned unique dining experience in Hominy to an ATM that's now a convenience store and an award-winning restaurant in Tulsa.
Travel with AAA's Discover Oklahoma.
Hi, and welcome to AAA's Discover Oklahoma. I'm Jennifer Reynolds.
And I'm Dean O'Lally.
We're about reinvention this week, so we're coming to you from Oklahoma City's Film Row on West Sheridan, a whole area that used to be where all the movie houses were headquartered, and it has been a splendid reinvention.
It has been, in fact, as we're coming to you tonight from the Paramount OKC. That's where our location tonight, and it's a very unique coffee shop and screening room, and this is a big part of the whole vibrant reinvention of Film Row.
Soups, sandwiches, pastries, terrific coffee can all be found here at Paramount OKC. And since we're on the topic of food, let's just keep going.
That's right. We'll let Shell Wagner get us started tonight with a place in Hominy that's a great example of reinvention.
Curls of smoke rising from the screened-in grill may be the only hint of the owner's firefighter past. Wild Country Meats in Hominy occupies a hodgepodge of a building that is not your typical eatery. And maybe that's because it didn't start out to be a restaurant in the first place.
I was a fireman, and I got bored on my days off, so I opened what I thought would be just a small retail meat counter. And then it grew to a processing plant.
Now a booming restaurant, Wild Country Meats serves up 2,000 ribeyes a week. Chris says it was the drought's effect on the cattle industry that first caused him to think about diversifying.
We knew that we needed to do something because the slaughter numbers probably would not sustain themselves. So we just thought, hey, why don't we just start cooking some food? And so we started cooking hamburgers with a charcoaler outside.
As the eatery took off, Chris says a new dilemma presented itself: where to seat all these customers. He had an idea.
Chris tells me that when he told folks he planned to turn these abandoned cattle trailers into dining space, they thought he was pretty crazy.
They laughed at me. They did not support the idea. Some of them even made some pretty funny jokes, and so, you know, it's all right. I had several guys say that it would never work. I'll never eat in there, you know.
But Chris forged ahead with his plan anyway.
We worked on it pretty much day and night for 2 months.
That we included friend Charles Thomas, whose musical talents were discovered as he hummed and sang his way through days of construction and carpentry work. Nowadays, he roams through those same cattle trailers, bestowing serenades.
I'm gonna love you forever, forever and ever, amen.
And attitudes have changed regarding this unique dining room.
Of course, everybody wants to sit in the cattle trailers.
From the moment you step boot inside, the crew here, which has grown to 38 employees, including Chris's mom and dad and wife, are each focused on making sure you have a great experience.
Yeah, you get some good just potato chips and dip, you know, and of course we always try to sit you with some sweet tea.
But don't fill up, because then comes your protein fix.
We've got elk burgers, we've got elk ribeyes, buffalo burgers. We have 3 or 4 good hamburger choices. We've got pulled pork, chopped beef. You know, we serve a lot of good stuff.
Finish off with a just the right size root beer float served in a mason jar. But even with all this restaurant flair, Chris says Wild Country Meats is first and foremost a meat market. So bring your cooler, and after you push away from the table, stock up.
We've got a fresh meat retail case. You can come in and buy hamburger, bacon, roast, steaks. We have a custom slaughter business, so we can actually take care of your custom live animal.
Maybe it's the fireman in him that gives Chris Gabriel the ability to see through the smoke of a floundering economy and to rescue and resuscitate wrecked bull wagons. Whatever it is, the result is a destination that is absolutely on fire. At Wild Country Meats in Hominy, I'm Shell Wagner.
I think we might have found the perfect place for you. You love movies, you love to eat. You can have breakfast, lunch, and snacks here 6 days a week, and movies.
I'm
Thursday,
good to go
Friday,
with that.
Saturday. Yeah, you could just move in.
It's a great place to stop for some food, a great cup of coffee, maybe some wine, and a movie, so it's very convenient.
You know what, on that topic of convenient, our Jeff Roberts is in Tulsa at a very convenient store, but one that has lived a previous life.
Well, we try to give you road trip ideas here on Discover Oklahoma. If you're going to explore Tulsa, how'd you like that, Ford dealers, Ford Explorer? Check out the Deco District and the Full Deco. We're going to go in and find out why it's called the Full Deco of a convenience store. And it starts with a tricky way to get in. Check this out. Come on. Why an ATM? Why the Full Deco? And why the Deco District? Walk me through this.
Well, actually, it was my daughter, my co-partner, so it was her idea. She said, we should open a store downtown. We both live and work in the downtown area, and we come down here, and we found this space that used to be an ATM, and it was perfect because we knew we just wanted to be like the places you go in New York, like the places you go in Seattle, where you walk in a small place and there's just stuff everywhere, but it's stuff you need. You can come in, get it quickly, and leave. So that's how come we're in the ATM, and that's how come we're down here. But I love being a tour guide from right here. I just do. I love telling people because there's a couple of restaurants that really believe in the Deco District first. Mods, which I believe you guys are very familiar with, and a low-tea cafe, we'll send them right over there. There's Delks. We can tell them where the center, do you know that the center of the universe is in downtown Tulsa? It's fabulous, so you have to go see it. Sure, I'll be happy to tell them where to go, in a nice way. If you want it, we have it for you, I'll guarantee you. We have made in Oklahoma products that you can take up to the hotel room with you. You can take back to an apartment that's around here now. You can take home, you can use as a gift, you can eat. We have stuff from Krebs, Oklahoma, like pasta sauces. We have things from Pepper Creek Farms. We have historic maps of Tulsa. We have barware. We have beautiful cards made by local artists. We have art on the walls made by local artists. We have coasters. We have the Full Deco coffee mug. We have pretzels that are from Oklahoma, from actually Tulsa, made here in Tulsa.
But there's more. You're going to show me more?
There's more. If you forget your reading glasses, we have all kinds of cheaters while you're here.
It
we
spins.
No, it spins. We have to use every little space in here. We have beautiful scarves.
But there's more, right?
There's more. Well, these are things that are kind of off to the side you might not have seen. Decent man things. We have deodorant wipes because men sweat. And we have the non-sewing kit because men don't sew.
No, not at all.
And then, can you move just a little
Sure,
bit? I have
sorry.
more things to show
Didn't
you.
mean to get in the way there.
We have, of course, all of the Bedre, Oklahoma. They're from Ada, Oklahoma. We also have little maps, cowboy boots from this chocolate.
I like that. But you know what? One more time we have to say, there's more.
We have refrigerator magnets, because this is our refrigerator, and this one I just love. It says, the party can't be over. I still look fabulous.
I'm not going to argue. She does, because if I argue, she'll probably slap me. But now you know why it's called the Full Deco. When you're ready to do some more exploring, got you again, Oklahoma Ford dealers. Check out the Deco District here in Tulsa, and you got to make a stop in the Full Deco because they will take care of you. In fact, we talked about these earlier, so I'm going to try these. These are the Tulsa Pretzels White Cheddar. Stop in and tell them you heard about it right here on Discover Oklahoma. I'm Jeff Roberts.
Don't rush off, there's lots more coming up.
You mean going up, because
This
when we
case?
get back, it's time to climb.
You should see Dino climb, he's like a vine. We'll have that story next on AAA's Discover Oklahoma, right after this.
We had some family members that had switched to AAA and they kept telling us how much money they were saving and found out they could save us money too. And so we ended up switching. We have 3 kids and there's not a lot of money left at the end of every month. It ended up saving us quite a bit. Our car insurance alone saved us probably about $600. Any money you can save during the month and have some left over, that's a pretty big deal. Having insurance is important. Having affordable insurance that you can trust is a blessing.
It's Oklahoma's growing adventure, agritourism, where farms, ranches, and vineyards swing open their gates with a warm welcome and acres to taste. From hand-picked produce to handcrafted wines, it's morning glory that lasts into the night. Find 500 farm and ranch attractions all over Oklahoma. Explore agritourism at travelok.com.
Approximately a year and a half ago, my friend Gary Wise, who I go to church with, had become a AAA agency, and he had asked me, he said, let's just check, see what we can do.
We tried to compare apples to apples to his current coverage.
And my premium went down $800 for the same insurance for this house. I was tickled. I mean, $800 is a lot of money. Go see Gary. Get your AAA insurance. It's head and shoulders above the rest of the companies.
Welcome back to AAA's Discover Oklahoma, focusing on reinvention this week.
And our next story is a great example of that. In fact, at one time it was used as a grain elevator with 16 full silos.
Now it is a go-to destination for expert and amateur climbers.
And as we're about to find out, I'm definitely in the latter category. Okay, see that guy right there on the left side of your screen? Yes, that guy way up there. He's one of the many people who come to the Rocktown Climbing Gym on a regular basis to enjoy the thrills of, you guessed it, rock climbing. Located south of downtown Oklahoma City, this is one of the few places where you can enjoy both indoor and outdoor climbing. And recently, the number of people showing interest in this sport just keeps going, you guessed it, up and up.
Yeah, over the past about year and a half that we've owned the gym, the community's grown quite a bit. So we've had a lot of new climbers come in, and just with the improvements we've had to the place, people seem to be really excited about coming in and trying climbing.
And trying is the key. You shouldn't say, oh, I could never do that, or I'm not in shape to climb. One has to remember, first and foremost, it's an individual effort, yes, but it's also a dual sport in a way. The person on the ground or belayer is extremely important. That person can essentially control the climber's speed. And when you come down, it's almost like a more gentle version of rappelling.
It's an individual type sport, but you do rely on your belayer or the person on the ground who holds the other end of the rope. It has a lot more adventure than most anything people have tried.
Now for a small fee, you can get a new climber package, and that includes your safety harness, very important shoes. You can also get a safety belay class, and you can get an all-day pass. Now this is a very family-friendly place. They encourage everyone to come out, kids in particular, or you can also have the older kids come out like myself. I'm over 20. Either way, it's a great workout. It is indeed a full-body workout, as I found out the hard way. I just went up a couple of times, maybe 9 or 10 feet off the ground, but I can see where consistency in doing this can whip you into shape. Coming down was a blast, but Spider-Man makes it look so much easier. Communication between the climber and their belayer is crucial. It's very important, and that's one of the many things you would learn in their safety class. This is a great place to hold birthday parties, private and church groups, and Boy Scout meetings. They have summer camp sessions coming up, and you can even rent out the entire gym.
The community really seems to like what we've done so far. And I think the other thing is that because we're so unique in Bricktown, you know, there's a lot of different things to do in Bricktown, but there's nothing really like this. So people will be on a riverboat ride and go by and actually see the climbing gym and venture over here just to try it out and see what we're all about.
Learning to climb can indeed have a lot in common with life and life skills. As you go up, it's almost like a giant connect-the-dots puzzle. There's a strategy to it all. One has to make the right decision to keep going or advancing. If a bad decision comes along, well, you may have to backtrack a bit, regroup, then try a different direction that will hopefully send you upward and onward. In Oklahoma City, I'm Dean O'Lally. I have to tell you, the Rocktown Climbing Gym is a perfect example of repurposing, and that's our theme this week, places that used to be something else.
And in the spirit of reinvention, let's head to Guthrie, a city that is really well known for adapting and changing, but still honoring the past. And that is a big part of the charm of the Dominion House.
Julier's family purchased the Dominion House in Guthrie in 2000, but it took 4 long years of work to be able to give this beautiful old building new life.
Well, it was originally a Masonic children's home, and it was built in 1923, and then opened up as a children's home until 1978. Then in 1978, it closed down as that children's home, and then was basically vacant until our company purchased it. Basically, the graffiti, I mean, people broke into it and, you know, took everything that was really good out of it. So basically, we started from scratch, and then had to come in and just clean up and do all of that. We also took down 3 dormitories. So there were 2 dormitories that were out front and a dormitory that was out back that we took down.
They knew they wanted Dominion House to be a destination, but from there, it was a bit of an evolution.
We originally purchased it knowing that we were going to have some type of an event center, but not quite the extent that we went with it. So we started with, you know, doing the ballroom, and then of course then we added the outdoor wedding garden and all of that.
The gorgeous outdoor wedding garden has become the favorite of brides, but Dominion House also offers plenty of indoor facilities as well, and a staff that can make life much simpler for the bride.
We do have our own chef here, so yeah, the bride is able to come in and plan a wedding either in the garden or in the chapel, and then they can go to the reception. Of course, it's all here in one location, and then we have a chef here on site so we can prepare everything just custom for them, and just kind of make it easy for the bride so they're not having to, you know, go to different places and all of that, so we can make it kind of stress-free.
And another plus for brides, a backup plan for bad weather.
So if we do encounter bad weather, which we obviously hope not for, but we do have a great backup plan, the chapel inside, that we can move right into. We have weddings from all over the state. So there are people that come from Moore, Norman, Stillwater. We've also had several people that lived in California, but their families lived here, so they chose to do their wedding in Oklahoma. So there are all kinds of different places that we draw from. So it's really nice to see the diversity of the state to be able to come here and have something different. So.
And even if you're not planning a wedding, you can still plan a free tour of the Dominion House in Guthrie by going to their website.
All right, we're not finished yet. Coming up, an award-winning restaurant in Tulsa.
And then we're going to hop in our Ford Explorer and head to Enid, slipping into the balcony of the longest-running symphony in our state. Stay with us as AAA's Discover Oklahoma returns in just 2 short minutes.
We had some family members that had switched to AAA, and they kept telling us how much money they were saving and kept telling us that we should look into it. And so we decided that we should go see what we could do. We have 3 kids, and there's not a lot of money left at the end of every month. And so any penny that you can save is a big deal. AAA was something I always heard of when I was growing up. And when people talked about it, they talked about it in a reliable way. And so when we switched to AAA, it was something that we just trusted from the beginning. It ended up saving us quite a bit. Our car insurance alone saved us probably about $600 a year. Our life insurance, we were actually able to double our coverage, and our premium still went down close to about half as well. Again, it's not something you ever want to think about as you grow up and become a grown-up with a family, but it's definitely something that you need to have. Having insurance is important. Having affordable insurance that you can trust is a blessing.
Welcome back to AAA's Discover Oklahoma, focusing on destinations this week that have morphed from one thing into something else.
In fact, we're in a building that has morphed into what is now called the Paramount OKC. It's a great coffee shop, and you can see movies here. It's on historic Film Row in downtown Oklahoma City. And I tell you, this area has bounced back in such a big way. And I love the fact that a lot of the businesses here are all connected to the arts.
That is also true of our next destination up in Enid. That's a city with a rich cultural heritage. Our Shel Wagner takes us to a symphony hall that was once a Masonic temple.
Some might assume that because Enid is part of the Cherokee Strip or situated here along the Chisholm Trail, that the only persona here is the Wild West. Well, those folks would be pretty surprised to see what's inside this building.
Music from a professional symphony orchestra based here in Enid.
And the orchestra has played continuously for over 100 years.
It's a fact that doesn't mesh with the stereotypes of Oklahoma, and northwestern Oklahoma especially.
Enid has always been a small city that had a great interest in education, and with that comes an interest in the arts.
Finding a culture that loves culture here surprised Maestro Douglas Newell when he arrived in Enid via the North Carolina School of the Arts and the New England Conservatory of Music.
My wife and I came here in 1983, in the summer of 1983. We thought this would be a great place to be for about 3 years. And we still think it's a great place to be. This is, I'm in the middle of my 26th season as the conductor of the Enid Symphony Orchestra.
Music is just a part of the fabric of this community, and that has helped the Enid Symphony survive and thrive. But until a chance meeting with this abandoned Masonic temple, the orchestra didn't have a permanent home to call its own.
It had been vacant. These 2 floors had essentially been vacant since 1946 when the Masons left. It was quite a mess. It really was.
But while some couldn't initially see past the crumbling plaster and pigeon droppings, Douglas had a vision.
A grand hall for concerts, a social hall, a banqueting hall, a theater, and this big 2,000 square foot empty storage area, which made a wonderful gallery.
And to his delight, that vision was very contagious.
Within 6 months, we had pledges. We had, I think, about $600,000 in the bank, and pledges for another $1.5 million. It happened very, very quickly. What a gift! What an absolute gift to be able to live this kind of a life and share in something like this, and to think that the people of a community would believe in your dream enough to help you realize it and make it happen.
Now the space is gleaming with vibrant color from floor to ceiling. which only adds to the already elegant experience of attending the Symphony.
It is an easy day trip, really, from most places in Oklahoma. But call ahead, we'll reserve some seats for you.
And after an evening here, you might just think differently about what it means to live in the Wild West. At the Enid Symphony Hall, I'm Shel Wagner.
We'll be back after this short break with an award-winning lunch or dinner.
This place in Tulsa is legendary, and we'll take you there when AAA's Discover Oklahoma returns in just a couple of minutes.
In early April of this year, we had one of the most violent hailstorms I've ever seen in my life. And my wife called me, and you could hear the noise over the telephone. By the time I got home, got out here from town, there was hail everywhere. Baseball, size hail, golf ball, everywhere. My truck was beat to pieces. It was a pretty violent hailstorm. I called my AAA agent, Gary Wise, a friend of mine, asked him what the procedure was, give me the phone numbers, we need to turn this in.
We hope to always be there whenever they need us, and that is the most important client that we have, is the one that we're talking to at the time.
I feel AAA has treated me with the utmost respect. I feel like they went above and beyond to be respectful of our time and our property.
AAA definitely is there for the right reason. The president of the insurance company called and asked, what could they do to help Woodward and help our clients in their time of need.
Welcome back. AAA Oklahoma makes this show possible and does a lot of other great things around our state.
And AAA recently announced the winners of the prestigious 4 Diamond Award.
These are hotels and restaurants that always go above and beyond to provide outstanding products and services.
And this next restaurant exemplifies that outstanding service, and it has for the last 30 years.
Always exemplifying the best in excellent food, incredible service, and a classy atmosphere, the Polo Grill has always been consistent, not only in its mission of taking extremely good care of their customers, but of winning awards. Proprietor Chef Robert Maryville says it's always an honor to be recognized for outstanding service, but he and his staff know that consistency is the key to success in the restaurant business.
We have a saying about awards. It takes years to earn a 4-diamond AAA award and 1 bowl of soup to lose it.
At the Polo Grill, they also concentrate on the whole dining experience, which for them begins in the parking lot.
Our staff takes it upon themselves to detail our parking lot, to make sure when the guest gets out, there's no distractions. People can go anywhere in town and eat food. We want to pamper them, we want to fuss over them, we want to make sure it's special for them. And after 30 years, we've done it more times than we haven't.
When you look at the Polo Grill's menu, you can see an endless number of irresistible possibilities.
I say it this way, it's food that you'd recognize. You won't find at this restaurant hummingbird beak stuffed with seaweed mousse, because I was trained by my mother and my grandmother. The French call it a la grand-mère. I have a little southern influence. We have a nice, wonderful cheese grits with jalapenos in it that people come back for.
Like a masterful conductor, Robert directs everything that's going on in the kitchen, out of which comes dishes that are elegant, sometimes seductive, and out-of-this-world delicious. Their tomato bisque is another national award-winning dish that woos diners, and another favorite is the strawberry spinach salad. Over the years, they've gone through transitions, of course, in terms of decoration, one of which is the addition of adding wine cellars around the walls. There are over 18,000 bottles of wine from which to choose, by the way.
Our standard that we expect out of our staff to make sure that we create raving fans out of our guests. We want them to say, I can't wait to come back there.
And come back they do again and again. Congratulations to the Polo Grill for its continued excellence and winning the AAA 4-Diamond Award.
AAA for the ones who matter most to you. Well, that's our show on reinvention this week. We're out of time.
And I want to thank the folks here at Paramount OKC for hosting us tonight. And I got to tell you, I think this is my new home away from home.
We should point out, in addition to the sandwiches and soups and coffee and all that, they do have adult beverages as well. So, great place to come hang out.
And we're going to have a story on them coming up in the very near future. We also want to thank you very much for watching.
Next week, it's all about beauty and beasts. We'll dine in beautiful Muskogee and quest for beasts in Honubby. Hope you'll join us.
So until next time, remember,
there's always something to discover in Oklahoma. Production vehicle provided by the Oklahoma Ford Dealers, official partner of the Oklahoma Tourism and Recreation Department.